The middle blocker, Riley Alvin, freshman out of Randolph, Wisconsin. Her partner in crime, Charlie Atiemo, senior out of Milford, Michigan, also a middle blocker. Sophie Hurt, the setter for today's game, but we're going to see both of them. Senior out of Elmhurst, Illinois, Naz Guvner, the junior out of Ankara, Turkey, outside hitter, and the opposite hitter, Nicolette Nedic, the senior out of Willowbrook, Illinois. That's the starting lineup for Northern Illinois, a familiar starting lineup for the Falcons. Sydney Hernandez is the defensive specialist, Jessica Andrews and Alexis Mathill in the middle, Amanda Otten is the setter, Lindsay LaPinta as the libero, and Mia Tyler and Lauren Hovey as your outside and your opposite hitter. So Bowling Green and Northern Illinois set for first serve on this Friday night Mid-American Conference game, the second to last series for the Falcons, the last away series of the 2024 season, and it starts with a serve from Amanda Otten. Otten up to 19 aces on the season. This one's not. Set back, just pushed over by Nedic, but that's a double touch as they keep it in play. And the Falcons will start off with a 1-point lead. Awkward start for NIU. Bowling Green will take it any day of the week. Otten with another strong serve over. Hurt bump sets it up, and Hoffmeyer has to dump it out. Mathill to Otten. Otten over the middle to Mathill. 1-1 attacks and kills for Alexis Mathill. Up to a .436 hitting percentage on the season. Went from a .427 to a .436 with her fantastic .615 hitting percentage in the game against Toledo only a few days ago. Hurt sets it up again. Back to Nedic. Nedic off the block and out of Sydney Hernandez's hands, out of play. 2-1 BG over NIU. Crew Hoffmeyer will be the first server for the Huskies. Senior out of Louisville, Kentucky, leads the Mid-American Conference in digs, 442. This one's not an ace. Alexis Mathill's hit goes blocked out of bounds. Strong middle blocking from the Huskies. Charlie Atiemo and Riley Alvin, the dynamic duo for them in the middle. Not the highest blocking team, but a great striking team, two of the best hitters. Atiemo is one of the go-tos. Avery Anders sends it over. Hoffmeyer, this one's back. Bowling Green wrangles it up. LaPinta to Hovey. Hovey with a rip off the block. LaPinta stays with it. Set from Vaswavchik. Hovey again. Good play by Grevengood to keep this one up. Nedic strikes off the block and down on the side of the Falcons. Northern Illinois will drop the deficit down to 1. 3 for Bowling Green, 2 for the Huskies. Bowling Green really staying with that play, as they did very well against Toledo. Toledo might have been their best performance all around this season. Anders to Otten. Otten to Hovey. Hovey off the block, saved by Grevengood. Set back. And this one's overpassed by Sydney Hernandez. And NIU ties it up on a rip from Savannah Brandt. Kind of a double-utilized player. Brandt's a middle blocker and an opposite hitter. Plays both, depending on the situation. Otten over to Vaswavchik. Vaswavchik sends it way long, so NIU takes their first lead of the game, 4-3. Again, a 1-13 record in the MAC, but as Daniela Tomic says, they're a much better team than they show. Some pretty tough opponents recently. Anders to Otten. Otten set to Hovey. Hovey flat-footed, has to rip this one, and it's kept up by Hoffmeyer. Hoffmeyer to Guvner. Guvner can't be kept in by Hoffmeyer, and it goes out of bounds and into the bench. Hoffmeyer was all over the place on that play, all the way back for the dig, and then came all the way up to try and save that one off the block. Alexis Mathill and Lauren Hovey with assists. Strasburger sets it up. Guvner is blocked again. Strasburger again with a bump set. Now Hoffmeyer with her bump set. Tips over the middle. Great dig from Alexis Mathill. Vaswavchik dumps it over. Grevengood settles it. Strasburger across to Guzman. And Guvner puts it through. 5 for NIU, 4 for Bowling Green. Fantastic play by Alexis Matil to keep that one alive, but an even better rip by Naz Guvner, who took advantage of the Falcons a little bit out of system. Emma McCartney sends it over. Falcons settle. Hovey with a rip. McCartney overpasses. LaPinta, Otten. Otten force set to Andrews. Saved. Hovey with another one off the block, and it's down. Charlie Atiemo went up for the block, but Hovey struck it right into her elbows. So now the best server in Bowling Green, maybe in the conference. 44 aces, 46 errors on the season. Lauren Hovey sends it over. It's received by McCartney. Sent over by NIU on the dump play. Quick over the middle to Andrews. Yes, ma'am. Second kill of the day for Jessica Andrews. I'm sorry, first kill of the day on 2 attempts. Hovey with another serve. Left hand up and over. Hoffmeyer receives. Set from Strasburger. LaPinta keeps this attack up. Now Vaswavchik is blocked. LaPinta again. Set from Otten. Back all the way to Hovey. Hovey from the right side sends it wide. And NIU ties it up 6-6. Hovey was stepping over into the middle there. More in the middle blocker position than she was the opposite. Otten sets. Hovey from the middle off the block and down. Looked confused on that one. Hovey struck from the middle in the back row. And Riley Alvin was the only one up and couldn't get her hands together. Tyler and Hernandez in. Anders and Vaswavchik off. Hernandez over, nice and strong. Emma McCartney, Strasburger, quick over the middle to Riley Alvin, and it's saved by Hernandez. Tyler with her own strike. Hoffmeyer keeps it up. Strasburger back all the way across to Grevengood. What a strike over the head of Lauren Hovey. Tied back up at 7. Ava Grevengood showing why she's one of the best hitters. Sophie Hurd serves it over. LaPinta handles. Otten back set to Andrews. Andrews with another one. 2 kills for Jessica Andrews. Emma McCartney couldn't handle it. The 3rd highest dig count for NIU. The leader, Crew Hoffmeyer, defensive specialist, and then Ava Grevengood and Emma McCartney playing that back row. A lot of digs. She gets one again here. Hurt across to Grevengood. Off the block. Lauren Hovey dives but can't make the play. Grevengood again. And she goes back for the serve, which is an aspect that she has been fantastic in this year. 31 aces, 20 errors. Such a great ratio. This one is a mishit error into the low net. So it sends a point back over to the Falcons, breaking the tie. It's 9-8. Amanda Otten for her 2nd serve stretch of the game. Number 11. Hometown for her. Batavia, Illinois is just about 40 minutes away from her. Set up. And Guvner puts it right through the hands and out of bounds and ties this one back up. Tight match here early in the first set. 9-9 Falcons and Huskies. Drew Hoffmeyer, 13 aces, 17 errors on the season. This one up and over, dug out by Hernandez. LaPinta just has to make a great play to get it over, and it goes off of the ceiling. And Victor E. Court and DeKalb, Illinois, it'll fall as dead. And NIU takes their 2nd lead of the game. Hoffmeyer again. Standing strike up and over. Tyler to Otten. Otten back to Tyler, just pushes it over, trying to find open space, but Guvner's there. Now a deep strike from Grevengood, and it goes just long. So ties it back up at 10. Anders and Vaswavchik in for Tyler and Hernandez. That's kind of the subbing duo. In and out, in and out. Vaswavchik's got a lot of playing time recently in place of Mia Tyler. Tyler's cooled off a little bit. Hot start to the MAC. still playing fantastic. This one's a set back to Hurt, dug by Otten. Set from LaPinta, strike from Hovey, nice and easy, is saved over the middle. Charlie Atiemo, another chance. Hovey with one of her own, and it finds the floor in front of Sophie Hurt on the back row. Hovey with her third kill of the game. Falcons up 11-10. Avery Anders. Up and over, is it an ace? Yes, it is. Perfectly placed to the right of Crew Hoffmeyer. Smiles from Avery Anders, who got her first ace of the game, first ace of the week, heading on against Toledo on Tuesday in the 3-1 victory for the Falcons. Hoffmeyer saves this one as it looks like it was going out of bounds. Set up from Hurt, kept up by Mattil. Hovey with the strike off the block, stays on the Falcons side. Bump from Vaswavchik, LaPinta just gets it over. Hurt again with the setup back to Nedic, and she puts it through the blocking. 12-11, Bowling Green still up. Tight match early in the first set. Ben Korak here from the Falcon Media Sports Network. Up and over. Just an overpass from Edita Vaswavchik on the back row. And Jordan Nublat will go in immediately to relieve Eddie as Daniela Tomic wants to have a quick chat. Tied at 12. Strasburger serves, one of the two-setter tandem. Hovey with the strike off of the net and out of play. Had the right line. It just kept a little bit too much height as it went off the net. Hitting percentage tied up, 273 apiece. 7 kills for the Falcons, 9 total for NIU. Otten back to Hovey. Hovey off the block. LaPinta keeps it up. Otten with another set. Forward to Mattil. Mattil puts it right through the arms of Ella Strasburger. Three kills on 3 attempts for Alexis Mattil. The leader in hitting percentage in the Mid-American Conference. Hoffmeyer to Strasburger. Strasburger, oh, what a strike from Charlie Atiemo. What a strike. Slide over to the right side. Knocks it through with a fist. NIU up 14-13. McCartney over. Nublat with the dig. Andrews is blocked. Now Anders with the setup. Nublat tips it over. Grabbing good to Strasburger. Over the middle to Atiemo. It hits the net, but it can't be kept up by NIU. And it's tied up at 14. Falcons hits just aren't landing. 8 kills on 26 total attempts. Not a lot of errors, so the hitting percentage is still decently high, but not at the rate that they were hitting against Toledo in their 60-kill game. Kept up, miscue by NIU. The Falcons have a free play. Otten across to Nublat, off the block. Hoffmeyer saves it up. Back rejected by Jessica Andrews. Attack from the back row from Emma McCartney is rejected. A timeout will be taken by NIU's Sandra Del More. And we will step aside with a Bowling Green 1-point lead, 15-14 first set between the Huskies and the Falcons on Falcon Radio.
BGSU graduate Jason Jackson from the Miami Heat here. Make sure to tune into the Zig Zone every Sunday at 4 p.m. on WBGU 88.1 FM, home of the Falcon Media Sports Network.
Standing up for what's right. Helping out when things go wrong. Seeking the truth and speaking our minds. Not just making records, but breaking them. Leading the way behind the camera, beyond the runway, and on the silver screen. Not just making our mark, but making a difference. Now that's a job for a Girl Scout. Girl Scouts, preparing girls for a lifetime of leadership.
This is Jay Crawford, former ESPN SportsCenter anchor and proud former member of the BGRSO sports organization right here. You're listening to 88.1 FM, WBGU HD1 and HD2, broadcasting more games than any other student-run organization in the country.
Hey, BGSU graduate Jason Jackson from the Miami Heat here. When I was a Falcon, there was BGRSO. Now it's Falcon Media Sports Network. Keep up with all BGSU sports news and action by following BG_FMSN on Twitter/X and check out BGFalconMedia.com. Hi, Ziggy.
BGVB up 16-14 on the ball sent long by Charlie Atiemo, middle blocker from Northern Illinois. They trail by 2 with Lauren Hovey serving Emma McCartney. Strasburger across to Grevengood. Grevengood rolls her ball along the net, kept up by the Falcons. Jordan Newblatt with her attack now. Grevengood diving play to keep it up. Atiemo, another strike rejected by the Falcons. Hoffmeyer bump set back to Grevengood. Grevengood with a rip. Hovey sends it over to me in the immediate bench. I'm out of bounds. Tried to dig that one out, but too strong. Another kill from Ava Grevengood. She's up to 3 on 5 total attempts. 5 digs as well for her. Newblatt to Otten, back to Newblatt. Just tips it over. Diving play to keep this one up. Won't be a good strike from Savannah Brandt. Kept up. Hovey with a beautiful set, wins the joust at the net by Jessica Andrews. LaPinta keeps this one up. Otten dumps it over into the donut and it falls. 17 for Bowling Green, 15 for Northern Illinois. Amanda Otten's, most of her family here, her immediate family at least, her wonderful parents and brothers from just about 40 minutes away from DeKalb and Batavia. Hoffmeyer to Strasburger, back across and sent long by Savannah Brandt. So another point goes the way of the Falcons. Tight match up into that timeout taken by Sandra Delmore. And she will take another one right now. 18-15. NIU trailing BG by 3. Ava Grevengood with 3 kills on 5 total attempts. 5 digs for her as well. So very close to that double-double, even though it's not even over the first set yet. Charlie Atiemo with 2 kills. Naz Guvner with 2 kills of her own. And Nicoletta Nedic with 3 kills on 4 attempts for a 500 hitting percentage. No aces from NIU, but 11 kills, 7 errors, 31 total attacks for a 129 hitting percentage. No blocks for them as well, on brand as they are the second lowest blocking team in the Mid-American Conference. On the side of the Falcons, 9 kills on 3 errors, 30 total attempts for 200 hitting percentage. 1 ace and 3 total blocks early, or I should say almost midway through this first set. 3 kills from Lauren Hovey and Alexis Mattil, 2 from Jessica Andrews, 1 from Amanda Otten on that last play, the dump into the little donut there. 2 errors from Lauren Hovey as well. She's only hitting 0.77, but the rest of the team hitting 400 or above. 6 assists from Amanda Otten to go with her 4 digs. A couple of digs spread around, especially 3 from Lindsay LaPinta, who had her highest dig count game of her career against Toledo, 24 total digs. And then in blocks, Jessica Andrews with 1.5, Lauren Hovey with 1, and Alexis Mattil with a 0.5 and a blocking assist. Sydney Hernandez will serve after the timeout taken by Northern Illinois. Up and over, McCartney, Strasburger, over to Grevengood, who sends it just wide of the line. 19-15, Bowling Green. It was 15-14 at the first timeout taken by Demore. And now the Falcons have gone on a 4-1 point streak. Now 4-2 as Hernandez sends her serve into the net. Sophie Hurt In for Ella Strausberger, the freshman. Setters trading places, and Nicolette Nedic. In for NIU. Otten with the set from the 3-meter line to Tyler, kept up by Emma McCartney. Hoffmeyer with the bump back to McCartney, who just has to dump it over. Hovey sliding in, making the save. Tyler with the top spin, strike over the top of the blocker, Charlie Atiemo. $20 for Bowling Green. They're the first to reach that mark. 16 for NIU. Lindsay LaPinta for the serve. Serves Hoffmeyer to Hurt to Gravengood. Gravengood's kept up by LaPinta. Good play. Otten way across to Tyler. Tyler off the block, back row. Centered it up. And Riley Alvin is rejected by Alexis Patil, who gets credit for another one. Solo block for Alexis Patil. And a timeout will be taken by Daniela Tomic. 21-16, Bowling Green and NIU on Falcon Radio.
Most of us like to be out in the sun. That's why sunscreen and other safety measures are key to protecting your skin from aging and cancer. The FDA recommends using a sunscreen with an SPF of 15 or higher. Also, look for broad spectrum on the label. That means both harmful ultraviolet A and B rays are blocked. Remember, SPF plus broad spectrum equal healthy fun in the sun. Visit www.fda.gov/sunscreen for more information. A message from the U.S. Food and Drug Administration.
Whoa.
The moment my son saw a redwood tree
It's huge!
is the moment I knew that for him,
You can't even see the top of that thing.
even the sky has no limit.
There are some moments only the forest can inspire. Find yours at discovertheforest.org. Learn about forests near you and discover cool things to do when you go. Your moment is out there. Find it at discovertheforest.org.
Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
Bowling Green up 21-16 in the first set between the Falcons and the Huskies. BG looking to clinch their MAC tournament berth and to maintain that first seed. If they win out the rest of the season, they get home MAC championship in the Stroh Center. They got to win this game first. NIU down by 5. Lauren Hovey dives for this one, but it'll fall in. So 21-17. Huskies are down 4. Pretty well-traveled Bowling Green volleyball team. About probably a third of the crowd is Falcon supporting. Most of them Amanda Otten's family, who again is kind of a homecoming for her. She's from Illinois, Batavia and Batavia High School. Gravengood to Otten to Tyler. Tyler with a rip in front of Gravengood, and it'll fall. 22-17, lead back up to 5 for the Falcons. Amanda Otten again for the serve. Claps running from the, what looks to be a Falcons students section of parents. Gravengood to Hurt. Hurt way across to Gouvner. Gouvner over. Tyler keeps it up. Hurt again to Nedic. Nedic deep. Otten with a good dig. Hernandez with the bump set. Deep strike from Lauren Hovey. It does not go off the block. It goes into the net. So the lead will drop back down to 4 for the Falcons, 22-18. Crew Hoffmeyer. Serve for NIU. Diving in are the Falcons. They can't keep it up as it tips off the top of the tape. So an ace for Hoffmeyer, her 14th of the season. First of the game. Hoffmeyer again over. Mia Tyler to LaPinta. LaPinta back to Tyler, off the block. Gouvner keeps it up. Hurt back to Gouvner, off the block, kept up. The Falcons get a chance now. Hernandez with the bump set. Back to Tyler. Tyler off the block, and it falls down. 23-19, Bowling Green. Avery Anders and Jordan Newblatt in for Mia Tyler and Sydney Hernandez. Anders with an ace in this game. Goes for another one. Doesn't fall. Nicolette Nedic. Back set back to Nedic. Off the block. What a strike. High on the fingertips of the blockers. Jordan Newblatt and Alexis Mattil way out of play. 23-20, still tight. Set isn't over. First set between Falcon Volleyball and Husky Volleyball. Over again is Ella Strasburger, and it's misplayed by Avery Anders and narrows the lead back to 2. Daniela Tomic will take another timeout and settle her girls down. We'll take it with her. 23 for Bowling Green, 21 for NIU on Falcon Radio.
Looking for a BG Athletics discussion show? Check out The Swoop, where a rotating cast of Falcon Media Sports Network co-hosts talk everything BGSU athletics. New episodes are available every Thursday at 6 p.m. on the BG Falcon Media YouTube channel.
BGSU graduate Jason Jackson from the Miami Heat here. Make sure to tune into the Zig Zone every Sunday at 4 p.m. on WBGU 88.1 FM, home of the Falcon Media Sports Network.
Ella Strasburger with another serve. Anders handles this one as she missed it on the last one. Newblatt bumps it over. Gravengood back to Strasburger, tips it over is Savannah Brandt. Can they keep it up? Otten keeps it up. What a fantastic play by Avery Anders and Lindsay LaPinta. Brandt with another one over at the top of the Falcons. Oh, they say it was touched. I don't know about that one. Daniela Tomic is going to ask to see if she touched it. And Otten says she does, so no challenge from the Falcons. 23-22, still tight. Tips over the tape. Otten with a force set to Hovey. Hovey off the block, and it falls. 23-23, Falcons and Huskies locked up. And another timeout will be taken by Daniela Tomic. We'll stick our way through this one. 23-23, Falcons and Huskies. As the Huskies storm all the way back from a 5-point deficit. Lauren Hovey with the attack errors. She now has more errors than kills. 4 errors to 3 kills on 15 total attempts. A negative .067 hitting percentage. But she has 3 kills. Alexis Mattil and Mia Tyler also have 3. Jessica Andrews with 2, and Amanda Otten with 1 of her own for 12 total kills for the Falcons. 5 errors, 41 total attempts, only in the first set. A 171 hitting percentage. 4 blocks in the first set, though. Fantastic blocking that we've seen from the Falcons. Not so much on the side of the Huskies, only 1 total block, but 2 more kills than the Falcons on only 1 more attempt. A 119 hitting percentage as they have 9 errors to couple with that. They have 2 aces, 4 kills from Nicolette Nedic and Ava Gravengood, and 2 from Atiemo, Guvner, and Savannah Brandt. The Falcons back in the court. Danielle Tomic tries to settle her team down. Sandra Del More talking with her players, looking what they're trying to do over the next couple points. Looking like it's going to go to extras. This team needs to win 2 in a row. The advantage will be to the Falcons, as Ella Strasburger will be the server for the Huskies. This one is sent long. Oh, it's not long. It took the line. An ace for Strasburger, left away by Avery Anders. 24-23. Nice note, easy over. LaPinta to Otten, Otten to Hovey. Hovey off the block, out of play. Tied up 24. That'll send Alexis Patil back to the serve. Can't really afford a service error here and just give a point to NIU. Mattil over. Hoffmeyer digs it out. Guvner back up. Atiemo gets it over. Good opportunity for the Falcons. Otten back set to Hovey. What a rip from Lauren Hovey. 25-24. It's going to go to extras, but a great momentum driver for the Falcons. Mattil dialed in. Right hand up and over. Hoffmeyer digs it out again. Strasburger across to Guvner. Off the block. Kept up by the Falcons. Bump set from Otten. Newblatt. Yes! 26-24. Bowling Green takes the first set. It took an extra one to do it, but they pull it out in the end. We'll unpack it in a few moments. 26-24, the final score of the first set on Falcon Radio.
So I'm a cat, and I just moved in with this new human, and she's got this little toy she's always playing with, all day long. Tap, 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 bloop, bloop. She can't put it down. There it is. Oh, and get this. She even talks to it. Last week, she asked it for Chinese, and guess what? Egg rolls showed up. Like magic. Humans have cool toys.
A person is the best thing to happen to a shelter pet. Be that person. Adopt. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the ShelterPetProject.org.
I can't believe he found them.
He seems sorry.
We very clearly told him not to look up there.
I'm honestly impressed that he was able to do it.
Right? What, did he balance on that big chair?
Yeah, I mean, I guess he'll just know what his gifts are this year.
I really thought we had hidden them well.
If they can find their presents, they can find a gun.
911, what is your emergency?
Every day, 8 kids and teens are unintentionally killed or injured by loaded and unlocked guns. Learn how to make your home safer at endfamilyfire.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and End Family Fire.
BGSU women's soccer concluded their season on Sunday after a loss in the MAC quarterfinal that sent the Falcons home before the MAC semifinal for the first time since 2016. First-year head coach Chris Fox led the squad to a 7-7-4 record, losing 6 of their 7 games on the road while going 4-4-3 in conference play. The Falcons ended their season with a loss on the road to Ohio in the MAC quarterfinal in Athens, marking the first road appearance in the MAC tournament for the team since 2004. Graduate student midfielder Lexi Zerwin led the team with 11 points on the year, followed closely by sophomore forward Emma Stransky, who ended the season with a career high in 10 points. This has been 60 Seconds in Falcon Athletics.
For all BGSU sports news and updates, follow Falcon Media Sports Network on Twitter X at BG_FMSN and head over to BGFalconMedia.com.
It was close, but the Falcons take the first set between Bowling Green and Northern Illinois. They lead 1-0 heading into the second. I'm Ben Korak from Falcon Media Sports Network here at Victor E. Court in DeKalb, Illinois, at the home of the Northern Illinois Huskies. The Falcons looking to clinch the MAC tournament with a win today, although I'm pretty sure they're basically already in. But these games hold a lot of value in getting that home court advantage for the Falcons heading into the MAC tournament. All of the MAC tournament games will take place in the Stroh Center if the Falcons finish where they're projected to right now, which is first place. You got to win out, and you control your own destiny in giving yourself that first place finish and home MAC championship. If you lose, you're going to have to hope that Central Michigan also loses, who holds the tiebreaker against you. So if you tie them, you're going to be second place and only 1 game away. Second set against Northern Illinois. Tomorrow, full game against Northern Illinois as well. And then next week, Ohio, the last homestand of the year, barring the MAC championship that could possibly take place in the Stroh Center. Here's to hoping. One step at a time. Ava Grevengood serves to start this one off. Fantastic young freshman from Shorewood, Illinois. Already got 4 kills in this game on 9 attempts, only 2 errors, 7 digs for her as well. And one of the dig leaders. Actually, second in digs, only behind the libero, Crew Hoffmeyer. Graving it over. Tyler to Otten. Otten to Hovey. Hovey is kept up. Hurt back to Nedich. Nedich sends it just wide on a miscue, and the point will go to the Falcons. There's a tight first set, separated by 1 to 4 points most of the time. A couple of ties and that as well. 8 lead changes, 13 tie scores. And that first set that the Falcons came away with, 26 to 24. Anders over, Hoffmeyer to Hurt. Hurt over to Guvner. Guvner off of Anders and out of bounds. BG Volleyball versus NIU, also on our sister station, WBGU 88.1 FM. Bowling Green women's basketball is playing, and a very exciting team, an exciting start to the season, already 1-0. Jordan Newblatt takes a rip at this one. It goes off the block. Hurt centers it back to Guvner, who goes off the block again and out of play. 4th kill of the game for Naz Guvner. 4 kills on 10 attempts, 300 hitting percentage. Crew Hoffmeyer goes back. Transfer from VCU, Virginia Commonwealth. Anders misreceives this one over into the bench. And Bell Lauby is going to go in for Anders, as that's a couple of bad reception errors from Avery. Three for NIU, 1 for Bowling Green. Hoffmeyer serves again. We'll see who she targets. She targets Lauby, who overpasses this one. Atiamo strikes it down, but Newblatt with a good play. Hovey with another rip sends it way long, and 4-1 is the lead for NIU. Play was extended by Jordan Newblatt off of the overpass from Lauby. Atiamo couldn't put it through. Lauby again corrals this one evenly. Otten back to Hovey, off the block. Now Hurt over the middle to Atiamo again, kept up by Mattil. It's ranging all the way wide, and LaPinta and Lauby are a bit late. 5 for NIU, 1 for the Falcons, and an early timeout taken by Daniela Tomic. Again, Bowling Green trails by 4. BG versus NIU on Falcon Radio.
Don't have time to tune into a BGSU sports broadcast? Falcon Media Sports Network will have you covered with live updates of home BGSU athletic events. To follow along, head over to @BG_FMSN on Twitter X.
My mother was always very active and independent, and she was familiar with her neighborhood. But one day, she stopped at the stop sign for much longer than usual. She wasn't even really sure where she was at.
It's important for you to talk to someone about it. I felt so much better after my son told me, Mom, we'll figure it out.
When something feels different, it could be Alzheimer's. Now is the time to talk. Visit alz.org/ourstories to learn more. A message from the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
Great start for the Huskies to start the second period. They lead 5-1 over the Falcons as Daniela Tomic takes her first time out of the set. Ed Goyak here with the Falcon Media Sports Network at Victory Court at the Convocation Center in DeKalb, Illinois. Crew Hoffmeyer serves again. She's got 2 aces and no errors on this game as well, tied with Ella Strasburger, who also has 2 aces, no errors. That's all 4 aces for NIU through those 2 players, the libero and the dominant setter in this game. Number 1, senior libero wearing black, serves Bell Lauby again. Otten, 4 set to Newblatt. Newblatt off the block and out of play. Great play by Newblatt to go inside of those blockers. They've been feeding Lauren Hovey quite a lot. 20 total attempts for Hovey. And the next closest is Mia Tyler with 9. Now Granite Those attempts have been spread out at the outside hitter position between Jordan Newblatt, Mia Tyler, and Edita Vaswavchik. But a lot of attempts for Lauren Hovey. Valby bump set back to Newblatt. Off the block and out of play. Newblatt with 2 in a row. This one couldn't be corralled in by Avon Gravengood on the back row. 5-3 the score. BG gets 2 in a row. Batil for the serve again. See by Hoffmeyer. Hurt way across to Guvner, who sends it perfectly in. Just split that far corner, shooting cross. And Naz Guvner has elevated her game to 5 kills. NIU now leads in kills over the Falcons, 18-17. This one is sent long by Gravengood. I'm sorry, that's Ella Strasburger who sends this one long. So an error for her. 2 aces, 1 error. Lauren Hovey now for her own serve. No aces, no errors on this game. Into Hoffmeyer. Strasburger across. Guvner again off the block. LaPinta jumps to keep this one up. Otten leaves it for LaPinta, who dumps it over. Strasburger again to Guvner. And this one just goes wide. No Falcon touched it. Bowling Green struggling to get 2 blockers over there to Naz Guvner. She's got a one-on-one or a one-on-nothing situation the last couple of attempts that she's had. She's had the most of any player in the black and red. 13 total attempts for her. Gravengood mishandles. Guvner with a slow attack. Otten quick over the middle to Andrews, who throws it through on the slide. 3rd kill for Jessica Andrews on 6 total attempts, and that'll force an early timeout from NIU. 6-6 the score, tie in the 2nd set between the Falcons and the Huskies on Falcon Radio.
I'm a 40-year-old man that walked in there to get his high school diploma. It was very hard for me, but Miss Araceli, she gave me direction.
At age 47, Marco finished his high school diploma.
50% of getting your high school diploma is walking through those doors. The other 50% is doing the work.
No one gets a diploma alone. If you're thinking of finishing your high school diploma, you have help. Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org. That's finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
I'm probably okay to have one more drink before I drive home. I'm probably okay. I open the window to stay alert. Probably okay. I just popped some gum in my mouth.
Step out of the car, please.
I probably made a mistake.
Probably okay isn't okay when it comes to drinking and driving. If you see a warning sign, stop and call a cab, a car, or a friend. Buzzed driving is drunk driving. A message brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Score back locked at 6. The Falcons were down 5-1 after a timeout taken by Daniela Tomic, and then go on a little bit of a run. A 5-1 run at that. So flipping the scoreboard back around, and a timeout is taken by Sandra Diamore, who settles this one down. New game, 6-6. Lauren Hovey serves. Hoffmeyer digs it out. Good play. Strasburger over to Guvner off the block. And the point will go to NIU as it falls just out of bounds. You know, the middle blockers are the strength of Northern Illinois, as said by both associate coach Alex Del Piombo and Daniela Tomic. As this one sails long, it'll be a point to the Falcons and tied up at 7. Those middle blockers are the strength. Riley Alvin, who we haven't said a lot today, and Charlie Atiemo, who we've said her name a little bit, but she only has 3 kills in this game. She's got the 2nd most attempts, but they've done a good job of limiting their middle blockers, but they're allowing Naz Guvner and the hitters to run rampant. Strasburger over to Gravengood, who's kept up by Hoffmeyer. I thought that one landed, but it didn't. Hernandez to Otten. Otten forced that to Mia Tyler. Tyler with a stutter step just changed the direction. Don't know whether that was planned, but it didn't look to be. It was a great recovery. But the Falcons lead at 8-7. Hernandez over. Serve McCartney. Tips over the middle. Strasburger had to reach over the net to set this one, but it was off the timing with Savannah Brandt. And another point goes to the Falcons. Back with a little bit of momentum. 9-7 the score. Some smiles in the orange and brown. Who's wearing their orange jerseys today? LaPinta wearing her brown libero jersey. Brandt over. Tyler. Otten wins the joust at the net. Doesn't get credit for the kill as this one clears back over. Andrews keeps it up. Hovey to Tyler, the attack off of Hoffmeyer, who keeps it up. Now it's back and dumped over by NIU. It's a good play just to keep it alive. Otten with the throw into the donut. Yes, ma'am. 10-7, Bowling Green over Northern Illinois. Claps from Daniela Tomic. They had a tight first set. Ended up coming back at the end, winning 26-24. Had a rough start to this one, losing 5-1. Now they lead 10-7. If you do the math, that's a 9-2 string in the last few minutes. McCartney way overpasses. Hernandez to Otten. Otten with the back set to Andrews. Andrews just tips it over. Hoffmeyer keeps it up. Hurt on the back set over to Alvin. Alvin can't do it. This one almost hits the ceiling. Otten back to Tyler. Tyler with a rip that's kept up. And Jada Cherniglia mishandles that one. Ball handling error for her. Oh, I'm sorry. Somebody hit the net on the Falcons, but a challenge card might be used by Daniela Tomic as she's currently arguing. No card will be used by Tomic, so 10-8 is the score. Tyler to Otten. Otten back set to Andrews. Andrews right through on the line and perfect. 11-8. Bowling Green leads by 3. Lindsay LaPinta for the serve. 15 aces and 14 errors in the season. Nothing today. And a rotation violation for the Huskies. That'll send a point the way of the Falcons. 12-8 now. The lead is 4. They might have been lined up a little bit wrong, or just the wrong player was on the court. Now they have it straightened out. LaPinta goes for a serve. Flirting with that line with her foot. Sophie Hurt sets to Gravengood, who's kept up by Hernandez. Hernandez jumps all the way in to try and save the block, but it's pushed too far. That was a great play by Riley Alvin to push that one out of the reach of the crashing Sydney Hernandez. And an overpass and a strike deep. Sophie Hurt again. Serves Tyler to Otten. Otten backs that over the middle to Mattil. Mattil is off of the face of Crew Hoffmeyer and out of bounds. 13-9, the lead is still 4 in the second set. Bowling Green leads 1-0. And now leading kills by 2. Hitting percentage by 107. The serve goes into the net. So NIU takes another point back. The lead is now 3 for the Falcons. Amanda Otten with that service error. Gravengood over to Hernandez. Otten set from behind the 3-meter line to Tyler. Off the block, kept up by Guvner. Now an attack from Nedic. That was on the line and in. Oh, the ball's ruled out of bounds. Different by each official, but the far side official is the one that counts. So 14-10. And a challenge will be used by Sandra De Amore. We'll see if they show the replay here in Victor E. Court. The score right now 14-10. If reversed, it'll be 13-11. A 1-point swing either way. The Falcons now leading kills 22-20. Have less errors by 5, 7-12. Have less total attempts by 3 and a higher hitting percentage by quite a margin. They have less errors by 2, but more blocks by 3. Lauren Hovey still leads the Falcons in kills with 5 on 20 attempts. Mia Tyler with 4 on 13 attempts. She's got the second most attempts on the team. Jessica Andrews and Alexis Mattil each with 4 on 12 total attempts. So from the middle blockers, 8 kills on 12 total attempts. Just highly efficient. Alexis Mattil with 1,000 inning percentage. Jessica Andrews with a 500. And Jordan Newblatt with 3 kills of her own. Amanda Otten with 2 on 5 attempts. She also has 16 kills and 6 digs. Lindsay LaPinta leads the team, or the Falcons, I should say, in digs. Doesn't lead the court, as Crew Hoffmeyer has 7 and Ava Grievengood has 9. Lindsay LaPinta and Avery Anders also have aces, but Anders, with a couple of reception errors a few minutes ago, was taken off the court in favor of Belle Lauby. We'll see if Anders gets back into this game. She's been a stunning young freshman for the Falcons. Done a great job closing in on 100 digs in her first season with the Falcons. 11 aces, 28 errors. She's the third option defensive specialist behind Lindsay LaPinta, the libero, and Sydney Hernandez. Still checking it is the official, so it must be closer than any of us thought. I thought initially that it was wide. They ruled it in. Whistle blows, and the point stays with Bowling Green. 14-10. Sandra Diamore loses her challenge. Belle Lauby back in the game for Hernandez. Tyler out, and Jordan Newblatt in. Newblatt did not play the last game against Toledo, dealing with a little bit of sickness, I believe. She's in this game. Hurt way across to Guvner. Guvner sends it just wide. No challenge on this one as it's definitive, and that 15-10 is the Falcon lead. Smiles for the Falcons as they lead by 5. This one goes into the net from Belle Lauby. That's her 12th service error of the season on 5 aces. Played a lot in the Chicago series, so a lot of playing time in Illinois for Belle Lauby, especially against Brown and DePaul in the victories for the Falcons in the DePaul and UIC tournament. Jordan Newblatt with a rip now, saved by Hoffmeyer. Hurt over the middle and into Gravengood. This one is blocked, but falls out of play. Alexis Mattil almost had a great solo block. She was perfectly placed. Gravengood just utilized her arms too well. Something we've seen a lot in this game is the fronting by Falcon middle blockers, especially fronting the middle blockers of NIU with how strong they are. Newblatt dig. Otten back to Hovey. Hovey off of Gravengood. Hoffmeyer keeps it up. It'll be a dump play for NIU. Hovey to Otten. Otten force that into Mattil. LaPinta keeps it up. Another try. Otten to Newblatt. Another try for the Falcons. LaPinta to Otten. Otten over the middle is rejected by Charlie Atiemo. 15-13, Bowling Green. It was a long rally, 3 attempts for the Falcons, but at the end, a joust at the net is won by Atiemo for her 4th kill of the game. I'm sorry, a block by Atiemo. Attack error is given to Alexis Mattil. LaPinta to Otten. Otten the back set to Hovey. Hovey a strike from downtown. Hurt now back to Atiemo. Beautiful dig from Belle Lauby. Hovey into the net and just hits the top of the ball. And the lead is limited to 1. Hoffmeyer again. The senior has 2 aces, no errors in this game. About midway through the second set. Newblatt to Otten, miscommunication. The Falcons will have to dump it over. Hurt way across to Guvner, saved by Belle Lauby. Back across to Newblatt. Newblatt with a rip and it won't land. Another free play for the Falcons. Otten bumps that from LaPinta over to Hovey. Hovey down the line, just wide. She had a good look at it, but her attack error ties it up at 15. The whistle blows, and we will get another challenge. We'll take a step back for this one. 15-all, Falcons and Huskies, and an important game for both squads. WBGU, I'm sorry, this is not WBGU, Falcon Radio, Bowling Green Volleyball.
Interested in joining Falcon Media Sports Network? If you're looking to get involved, send an email to sports@bgfalconmedia.com.
BGSU graduate Jason Jackson from the Miami Heat here. Make sure to tune into the Zig Zone every Sunday at 4 p.m. on WBGU 88.1 FM, home of the Falcon Media Sports Network.
Falcons and Huskies tied up at 15. Ben Korak here from the Falcon Media Sports Network. Here in Victor E. Court at DeKalb, Illinois. The Falcons in for NIU, Northern Illinois University, for the next 2 games. This one and then a game tomorrow. And then next week we have Ohio back in the Stroh Center for the home closing of the MAC regular season for the Falcons. And then the week after that we have the MAC championship here the week before Thanksgiving. Hopefully, if it stands like it is, the Falcons will have a home MAC championship tournament in the Stroh Center, which would be absolutely fantastic. There's a huge home court advantage for Bowling Green in the Stroh Center, as I'm sure many of you know. It's a pretty sizable crowd here in Victor E. Court wearing orange and brown, probably about a third of the crowd in this smaller court. A lot of them probably related to Amanda Otten, who again is a little bit of a homecoming for her, given her only 40 minutes down the road from NIU. Sydney Hernandez also from Illinois, but more of the central variety in Bloomington. So the point goes to the Falcons. It's 16-14 instead of 15-15. So the call is a kill by Lauren Hovey off of the assist by Lindsay LaPinta, her first of the game. 16 for Amanda Otten, who leads both squads in assists. Sophie Hurt has 11. Ella Strausberger has 6. Guvner knocks it over. Andrews with an attack off of the top of the tape and falls in play. And a timeout will be taken by Sandra Demore. And we will take a step back once again. 17 for the guests, Bowling Green, 14 for the home team, NIU, on Falcon Radio.
Hi, this is Jason Jackson, television host for the Miami Heat, class of '94 at Bowling Green State University, and you're listening to Bowling Green Radio Sports.
On October 4th, 2024, BGSU Volleyball opposite hitter Lauren Hovey recorded her 115th career service ace in BG's comeback reverse sweep of Western Michigan, passing Paige Penrod for the most in program history during the rally scoring era. Falcon Media Sports Network's Chaz McNeil had the call of the historic moment on WBGU 88.1 FM.
And that will make history. Lauren Hovey's 115th ace in the rally scoring era is in the history books as the Stroh Center applauds.
This has been a Falcon Media Sports Network featured call.
Bowling Green up 17-14. Their buffer is 3, closing in on the 20-point mark in the second set. The Falcons lead 1-0 after a nail-biter in the first. 26-24 as NIU takes us to extras. Avery Anders with a couple of reception errors to end that set. And Belle Laube has dominated that third defensive specialist position for the Falcons instead of Avery Anders. We'll see if she comes back. Nedich gets another kill, just a tip over the blockers that falls in. The back row just caught a little bit too deep. Ella Strasburger back in the game now. It was Sophie Hurth set her position for a while in this two-setter system from NIU. Now Strasburger back in for the serve. She has an ace and 2 aces and 1 errors, I should say. LaPinta set from behind the 3-meter line to Newblatt. Newblatt fires it right in. Falcons lead 18-15. Hovey for the serve, number 14. The junior, 44 aces on the season. An ace in the last 5 games. Graven good. Deep to Guvner. Guvner can't land it. An attack from Otten. Otten with another joust at the net. Now sets this one. Back to Andrews. Andrews puts it right in front of Graven good. 19-15. The Falcons lead by 4. Hovey on the right side of the court. Serving with the left hand. Same routine she always does, up and over. Crew Hoffman back to Strasburger, pushed over by Guvner. Otten sets Newblatt. Newblatt just shoves it over. Guvner set, Strasburger set up, off the block from Jessica Andrews, and out of play. Andrews was the lone blocker on that one. Otten had to cover the middle. 19-16. 16 serving 19. Emma McCartney to Lauby. Otten to Newblatt. Newblatt fires it perfectly down the seam. Newblatt has had a heck of a game. That's her 5th kill now. She's 3rd on the team behind Jessica Andrews with 6 and Lauren Hovey with 6 of her own. 13 attempts, 5 kills for Newblatt, no errors. A great game as she subs off for Mia Tyler. Hernandez in as well, kept up by McCartney. This one's an attack from Gravengood that goes off the net, off the block, and out of bounds on the left side of the court. 20-17, Bowling Green. A similar situation we saw in the first set, however, NIU was able to climb all the way back and tie it at 23 before the Falcons won 26-24. Now they lead 1-0. Mia Tyler has to dump it over. Brandt with the attack is blocked by Jessica Andrews, but on the same side. She's standing a little bit far away from the net. Well timed, but it falls on her shoelaces, and 20-18 is now the score. Falcon lead. Atiemo to LaPinta. Otten backsets Andrews, who throws it down. The bench erupts after that one. What a strike from Jessica Andrews on the quick over the middle, 21-18. And she immediately subs out for Alexis Mattil. LaPinta now to Hoffmeyer. Over the middle to Brandt. It stays on the top of the head of Mia Tyler and finally falls on a double touch, but it was it looked like, you know, when the basketball players spin the ball on their finger, but that's what it was doing on the head of Mia Tyler. So an odd play. Nevertheless, a NIU point, 21-19. I wonder if they'll give her a ball handling error for that. It's kind of a hold. Oh, they'll just give Savannah Brandt a kill for that. So no error to Mia Tyler on a very odd play. 21-19. Hurt serves it over. Otten back set to Mattil. Mattil is kept up by Hoffmeyer. Hurt again back to Gravengood. Gravengood won't land. Now quick over the middle to Mattil. Off the net. Nedich keeps it up, and Hurt just has to dump it over. Hovey to Otten. Otten, 4-set, near side to Tyler, who throws it through. 22-19 after a Mia Tyler whale of a strike. Clapping up is Daniela Tomic. Amanda Otten takes a deep breath. Serves from around the middle of the court with her right hand. Up and over to Hoffmeyer, who mishandles this one. Poor serve receive from the veteran senior, and the Falcons take a 23-19 lead. Otten again, right hand. Up and over. Hoffmeyer gets this one. Not the greatest. Bettering the ball, sending it deep is Emma McCartney. That one fell into the next county. 24 for Bowling Green, 19 for NIU. Set point for the Falcons. Ball in the hands of Amanda Otten. Over and up. Hurt over the middle. Almost blocked by Amanda Otten, but Riley Alvin gets the kill off the block. Stayed high on that one. Subbing back in is Naz Guvner, the premier striker of this game for NIU. 6 for Gravengood, 6 for Guvner as well. Tyler to Otten. Otten back to Tyler, can't put it away. Still set point for the Falcons. Alvin again with another strike, quick over the middle, and Otten was caught off guard. 24-21, a little bit of a comeback for Northern Illinois. And a timeout will be taken by what I think was Daniela Tomic, and we will take a timeout with her. 24-21, set point Bowling Green over Northern Illinois on Falcon Radio.
Interested in joining Falcon Media Sports Network? If you're looking to get involved, send an email to sports@bgfalconmedia.com.
Miss a BGSU sports broadcast? Head over to the BG Falcon Media YouTube channel to listen to past calls by Falcon Media Sports Network.
Adopt US Kids presents What to Expect When You're Expecting a Teenager. Learning the lingo.
Jelly. Jelly adjective. Jelly is a shorter, better way to say jealous. As in, Chloe, I am like so jelly of your unicorn phone case.
You don't have to speak teen to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same. Visit adoptuskids.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt US Kids, and the Ad Council.
24-21, set point for Bowling Green in the second set against Northern Illinois, putting themselves in a great position to win this game and clinch the MAC championship tournament. Otten to Tyler. Tyler throws it in. Top spin attack from Mia Tyler falls in front of Ella Strausberger, and the Falcons take the second set 25-21. We'll step aside once again real quick and bring you back for the third set of action between the Falcons and the Huskies on Falcon Radio.
BGSU graduate Jason Jackson from the Miami Heat here. Make sure to tune into the Zig Zone every Sunday at 4 p.m. on WBGU 88.1 FM, home of the Falcon Media Sports Network.
For all BGSU sports news and updates, follow Falcon Media Sports Network on Twitter X at BG_FMSN and head over to BGFalconMedia.com.
Every year, millions of Americans use opioids to manage pain, and reliance on opioids has led to the worst drug crisis in American history. That's why the CDC recommends safer alternatives like physical therapy to manage pain. Physical therapists treat pain through movement, hands-on care, and patient education. No warning labels required. When it comes to your health, you have a choice. Choose physical therapy. Visit moveforwardpt.com to find a physical therapist in your area.
It's hard to keep track of all the health information that comes your way, but you still want to make the right decisions. Here's an easy one. Get tested for hepatitis C. It's a leading cause of liver cancer and often has no symptoms. People born from 1945 to 1965 are 5 times more likely to have hepatitis C. The good news is that now it can be cured. Talk with your doctor about getting a blood test for hepatitis C. Know for sure. A message from the CDC.
You have the right to know. The right to know about culture. The right to know about the economy. The right to know about technology and to know about sports. You have the right to know about education and politics and the weather. You have the right to know what's happening abroad and in your backyard. But above all else, you have the right to know that this right is under attack, and we must work to protect it. Because in order to be free, we must be informed. Understand the threats. ProtectPressFreedom.org.
Titans go!
When the Teen Titans go to the movies, they know the best way to travel is safely.
Hollywood, here we come! Road trip! And you know it's super.
To keep your child safe, be sure to use the right car seat for their age and size.
Exactly. I know you're feeling. We're finally on the big screen.
Have a seat, my dude. For more information on finding the right seat, visit nhtsa.gov/the-right-seat.
Gotcha. That's a wise move.
Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Whoa. The moment my son saw a redwood tree.
It's huge!
Is the moment I knew that for him,
You can't even see the top of that thing.
even the sky has no limit.
There are some moments only the forest can inspire. Find yours at discovertheforest.org. Learn about forests near you and discover cool things to do when you go. Your moment is out there. Find it at discovertheforest.org.
Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
Women Heart is in a race to save lives. Heart disease is the #1 killer of women. It's 80% preventable if you know the facts. Millions of women are living with or at risk of heart disease. Get educated. See your doctor. Know the facts. To win this race, we all have to do it together. Our hearts beat as one. To learn more, visit womenheart.org.
Falcons win the first set 26-24. Now in the second set 25-21. They lead 2-0 over the Northern Illinois Huskies in their home court of the Victor E. Court in DeKalb, Illinois. I'm Ben Korak from the Falcon Media Sports Network. For all BGSU sports news and updates, go to bgfalconmedia.com or BG_FMSN on Twitter. Also, look at our BG Falcon Media YouTube channel for our rebroadcast and all other video content that the Falcon Media Sports Network produces. It was a rough start to the first set. It was quite tight going into 23-23, actually, before the Falcons inevitably came away with the win. And then it was a rough start to the second set, too. They were down 5-1, then stormed all the way back, led 10-7, and never really relinquished the lead. There was only 3 tie scores and 2 lead changes in the second set, as opposed to 13 tie scores and 8 lead changes in the first set. So a much all-around better set for the Falcons. 15 kills, 4 errors, 40 total attempts for a .275 hitting percentage in that second set, compared to a 15 kill, 5 error, 44 attempt, .227 hitting percentage in the first set. So that's a difference of about 48 points in hitting percentage right there. 2 aces to 1 ace in the first set, so 3 total aces, and then no blocks in that second set. But more attacking was the focus, so 4 total blocks on the game. NIU had 14 kills both sets, 9 errors in the first, 5 in the second. They're hitting 169 on the day. And the first serve from Bowling Green goes just a little bit out of bounds, so the point will go to NIU for the first time, opening a set in this game. Crew Hoffmeyer. Up and over, Hernandez to Otten. Otten force set to the opposite, and it will be struck and falling in. 1-1 the score as it ricochets off of a couple of Huskies and inevitably falls. Sophie Hurt, the setter, has been dominating for Northern Illinois, or dominating the play, I should say. Ella Strasburger has came in here and there, but they've been playing one setter a lot of that second set. Bellaubi for a serve, kept in. Hurt sets up Nedic. Nedic with a strike right in front of Lindsay LaPinta. It was a great rip, and 2-1 is the NIU lead. Hurt and Nedic off. Gravengood and Strasburger in. Serves Lauby. LaPinta bump set from behind the meter line, and it'll have to be dumped into the zone for the Falcons. Guvner sends this one way long, but it goes off the tip. And she pleads with the official, and she gets it 3-1. NIU over BG. Strasburger again. She's got 2 aces and an error in this one. Laube digs this one out. Hovey with the strike in front of Strasburger, puts it right through. 3-2. Bowling Green trails by 1. Alexis Mattil back. The senior taking her 5th year in the final year with the Falcons, trying to make a run at as much as she possibly can before her time in the orange and brown is over. This one up and in. Strasburger sets Guvner. Guvner into Belle Laube, and it goes out of play. That would have been a fantastic dig from Laube had she connected, but she left that one on the floor, and 4-2 is the score on the board. Emma McCartney, another freshman. Otten over to Andrews. Andrews off the block and almost falls. Strasburger keeps it up. Brandt from a deep attempt. LaPinta to Otten. Otten backsets Hovey. Hovey tries to push it over, but it's into the net. That'll be her 27th attempt and only 7 kills for the junior. We didn't see a lot of targeting Lauren Hovey in the game against Toledo, but when she did get targeted, she capitalized on it. Over a 300 hitting percentage as Jordan Newblatt rips this one off of McCarty and out of bounds. But today they've been targeting Hovey a lot more. And she's got 7 kills on 7 errors. And a 0 hitting percentage, evening it out with 27 total attempts. 5 digs for her as well. Hoffmeyer handles this one. Strasburger tries to dump it over, but it goes into the top of the tape. I don't know what she was trying to do there. It was a low bump. Looked just like a bad decision. Sandra Del More doesn't like it either. Lauren Hovey with a 1-point deficit, trying to even it out. 5-4 NIU. Serves McCartney. Strasburger sets this one up to Atiemo. Atiemo can't get it over. This will be 3 touches and a dump for NIU. Otten 4 sets. Newblatt off the block and hits the ceiling and tipped into the net by Gravengood on the end of that play. 5-5 as the Falcons take that lead. Battled it out. It hit the rafters here, which I guess they deem it as a part of the playing. Oh, I don't know what they deemed that. They allowed play to continue. Maybe it didn't glance off the ceiling. Hovey to McCartney. Back set. Atiemo sends it long, but off the tip. And the point goes back to the Huskies, 6-5. Atiemo up to 5 kills and 17 attempts, 176 hitting percentage. Again, those middle blockers with Riley Alvin and Charlie Atiemo is the strength of the NIU team. Otten 4 set to Newblatt. Newblatt with a rip. Atiemo oversets. Back to Andrews. Andrews puts it in front of Atiemo on the back row. Jessica Andrews up to 8 kills. She's now the team leader on 13 total attempts, 615 hitting percentage for the junior middle blocker. Falcons up to 258 across the entire game, especially with 333 efforts from Amanda Otten, Mia Tyler, and a 615 from Jessica Andrews. Brandt is blocked at the net. Tyler now with a rip off of Hoffmeyer. It'll go way out of play. And 7-6 is the score. Bowling Green takes their first lead of the set. They lead 2-0. First match against NIU tomorrow at 4 p.m. is the second. Hernandez serves again. McCartney to Strasburger. Over the middle to Riley Alvin, who puts it right through. Perfectly splits the lines. Dotted up well. 7-7 the score in the third set. Again, no defensive specialists for this NIU team. We've only seen Crew Hoffmeyer. LaPinta, bump set to Tyler. Great reception from Hoffmeyer. Now it goes off of Sydney Hernandez and way out of play on a strong strike from Riley Alvin. I'm sorry, Emma McCartney this time. Off of the assist from Sophie Hurt. That's her 16th of the game, 14 for Ella Strasburger. Hurt serves now. Otten backsets Andrews, who puts it right through again. 9 kills for Jessica Andrews. No errors from the middle blocker. No errors in the last game from Alexis Mattil. I mentioned how strong the middle blockers for NIU are. The middle blockers for the Falcons, maybe even more. Serving into the net is Lindsay LaPinta. It'll send the serve back to Gravengood. Getting 252 kills, 126 hitting percentage, 31 aces, 20 errors coming into today's game. Mia Tyler is rejected by Alvin and Nicolette Nedich on the net. And 10-8 is the NIU lead. Otten sets Mattil. Mattil tries to poke it over. Hoffmeyer saves. Hurts back to Nedich off the block and down. Wasn't an attack really, it was just a push into the arms low of Alexis Mattil, and now the Falcons and Daniela Tomic will take their first time out of the set. 11 for NIU, 8 for BGSU, and the third set of action on Falcon Radio.
The average time a resume spends on an HR manager's desk is 7 seconds, and most of them are tossed aside. Now imagine if one of those resumes belonged to Yasmin, who was
living in a shelter, juggling 3 jobs. I had to be resilient. That's something that you can't teach.
We rely so much on a resume, yet it could never tell the full story of someone who
had to be independent and take initiative, and that's how I handle every project I get.
Discover new ways to develop great talent at gradsoflife.org. Brought to you by Grads of Life and the Ad Council.
So I'm a cat, and I just moved in with this new human, and she's got this little toy she's always playing with, all day long. Tap, 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 bloop, bloop. She can't put it down. There it is. Oh, and get this. She even talks to it. Last week, she asked it for Chinese, and guess what? Egg rolls showed up. Like magic. Humans have cool toys.
A person is the best thing to happen to a shelter pet. Be that person. Adopt. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the ShelterPetProject.org.
NIU comes out with a head of steam. They lead 11-8 over the Falcons after the Falcons takes a couple of point lead. I'm Ben Clark from the Falcon Media Sports Network here at Victor E. Court in DeKalb, Illinois for the Northern Illinois Huskies. BGVB looking for another win and clinch that MAC championship spot, as well as a Stroh Center hosted MAC championship, what they would get if they finish first place. They need to win out to do so, assuming Central Michigan also wins out at their easy schedule. Gravengood up and over. Otten over to Tyler. Tyler is rejected. Hovey backs at Otten to Tyler again. Kept up by Sophie Hurt. Back across to Nicolette Nedich. Kept up by Otten. Bump set from LaPinta. Back to Tyler. Tyler with another chance will be kept up by Hurt. Hoffmeyer again, back to Nedich. Nedich off the block. Beautiful play by Lindsay LaPinta to keep it up. Back set to Hovey. Hovey sends it way deep and into the bench of NIU. NIU now leads by 4. Narrowed in on a lot of statistics, up to a 211 hitting percentage. They were at a 163 at one point. On force set over the middle to Mattil. Off of Sophie Hurt, now to play. Alexis Mattil keeps her hot streak alive. 5 kills, only 1 error on 10 total attempts. Otten has an ace and 2 errors. This one's neither. Gravengood kept up by Hurt. It's just a dump play from Guvner. Hernandez to Hovey. Hovey with a rip is kept up again by Sophie Hurt. Hoffmeyer back across to Nedich. Good dig from Amanda Otten. Hernandez to Tyler. Tyler to Hoffmeyer. Diving play to keep it up. Back across to Guvner. Guvner's blocked. Hoffmeyer keeps it up. Now Hurt back to Nedich. Nedich leaves it over. Hovey back to Mattil. Mattil just sends it long. 13-9, NIU is great rally from the Falcons. Nothing negative to say from the Bowling Green bench, as they just kept that one going. Some high effort plays, especially by Lindsay LaPinta. Crew Hoffmeyer into Hernandez. Otten back set to Mattil. Mattil tries to go cross. It's kept up by Hurt again, perfectly placed. Guvner with another one, off of the net, off a block and out of play. And Naz Guvner with her 9th kill. Leading the Huskies by 2. Tied for the lead on the court with Jessica Andrews, who also has 9. The setter again, Hovey keeps it up. Otten bump, and it's a dump play for the Falcons. NIU will have a prime opportunity. Hurt across the middle to Atiemo, perfectly placed cross court. 15-9 now the score. Daniela Tomic will take another timeout. 15 for NIU, 9 for the Falcons as they try to battle back into this one. They need 6 to tie on Falcon Radio.
Hey, BGSU graduate Jason Jackson from the Miami Heat here. When I was a Falcon, there was BGRSO. Now it's Falcon Media Sports Network. Keep up with all BGSU sports news and action by following BG_FMSN on Twitter/X and check out BGFalconMedia.com. Hi, Ziggy.
The Western Scrub Jay. I was taking my science class on a virtual reality bird watching expedition. All of a sudden, Charlie Kane shouts, "Arr! Arr!" He had spotted the elusive black swift, a bird rarely seen in the wild. For a brief moment, Charlie had not the eyes of a 9-year-old boy. He had the eyes of an eagle.
Teachers just have better work stories. Find out how creative teaching can be at teachdfw.org. Brought to you by Teach and the Ad Council.
Senior middle blocker Charlie Atiemo forces a timeout to be taken by Daniela Tomic. Her team trails by 6. Mia Tyler with a rip that's blocked. Otten keeps it up. Hernandez back to Tyler. Tyler tips it over. Another opportunity for NIU. Guvner tips it over now. 2 dump plays in a row. Hernandez bumps that to Hovey. Hovey off the block, keeps this one up. Tyler at the far side of the court. Falls just inside Naz Guvner. Falcons take one back, hit double digits in this third set, but still trail by 5. Belle Laube and Jordan Newblad in for Mia Tyler and Sydney Hernandez. Laube will get the serve. 1 error, no aces. This one does not fall in. Hoffmeyer to Hurt across to Guvner. Guvner's blocked and it falls in. Mattil and Hovey with blocking assists. Perfectly placed, and now as Guvner's rejected. Laube again. Ontario native. Hurt. Back to Nedic. Nedic throws it right into the net, and score is limited down to a 3-point lead for NIU, and a timeout will be taken by Sandra Del More. We'll stick our way through this one and read you some stats while we wait. Naz Guvner leads NIU in kills with 9. She also is tied for the lead in errors with 4, tied with Nicolette Nedic. And she also has a 185 hitting percentage on the game on 27 total attempts. The next highest scoring attacker for NIU is Nicolette Nedic with 7 on 17 total attempts, 176 hitting percentage with her 4 errors. The next closest are Ava Gravengood and Charlie Atiemo with 6 each. Higher hitting percentages for them, around 200 with a couple of errors and about 16 to 18 total attempts. The assists have been spread out as we predicted between Ella Strasburger and Sophie Hurt, 18 for Hurt and 14 for Strasburger. 4 aces, only 3 errors for NIU. 41 total digs, 14 of them coming from Crew Hoffmeyer, and a 15-12 lead for NIU in this third set. The Falcons are up to 38 kills, only 8 in this third set. 15 each of the first 2. They're hitting 223 on the game with their 143. In this set, they have 1 block as their first since the end of the first set. They have 5 total on the game, NIU with 3. Lauren Hovey leads the team in blocking assists with 3. It's 1.5 total blocks, tied with Jessica Andrews, and Alexis Mattil has 2 total blocks. Hurt across to Atiemo, kept up by Amanda Otten. Newblad has to dump it over, but it's a great play for the Falcons to keep it alive. Hurt back to Nedich, spins along the top of the tape. Otten back to Newblad, off the block, way out of play as Crew Hoffmeyer dives into a cameraman. 15-13 the score. Falcons still trail by 2, but have narrowed this down from 15-9 deficit. Bell Lobby for the 4th serve in a row, I should say. Again, Sophie Hurt set over the middle to Atiemo, kept up by Hovey. Beautiful play and a dump from Lindsay LaPinta. Again, Hurt to Atiemo, almost kept up by Lindsay LaPinta, but just a little bit too quick for her stepping. 16-13, the Falcons down by 3. Cross-court attack from Charlie Atiemo, her 7th kill of the game. Strasburger sends it over. Overset, kept up by Otten. Newblad dives, but it goes under the net, not over, and 17-13 is the score for NIU. Falcons won in 4 sets against Toledo, who's a substantially better team than Northern Illinois. Jordan Newblad with an attack, just shoved over. Bump set into Guvner. Guvner perfectly placed cross court. 18-13. BG trails by 5 once again. Ella Strasburger and De La Pinta. Otten backsets Hovey. Hovey off the block is kept up by Atiemo. Another attack for Guvner, who's also blocked. Now they reset. Again, another attack by Guvner. Sends this one wide, left and long. 18-14 by Naz Guvner. Alexis Mattil now for another serve. No aces, no errors. Some pretty solid ones, a couple of knucklers. This one dips just down at the end, is kept up by Gravengood. Atiemo gets it over, and Mattil couldn't get there in time as she serves. LaPinta will check back in. Probably a play late. 19-14 in the 3rd set. NIU leads by 5. Take a comeback and a half for the Falcons to get back into this one. McCartney serves. Otten over the middle to Andrews. Andrews tries to force it in. McCartney, a good diving play. Back up to Gravengood off the block and wide. 20-14 for the Huskies. Emma McCartney again. Serves Newblatt. Otten back across to Newblatt. Perfectly placed, Jordan Newblatt. 8th kill of the game for her on 20 total attempts. BG trails by 5. Lauren Hovey. Up and over. Knuckles its way in. Strasburger back to Atiemo. Off the block. Great play, Jordan Newblatt. She has been outstanding the last few minutes, adding a solo block to her already pretty solid stat line. Oh, they gave an assist to Jessica Andrews as well. Jordan Newblatt caught most of that ball, though. BG trails 4. Hovey sends it to McCartney. Strasburger across to Gravengood. Gravengood puts it on top of the tape, but it goes just long. And a timeout will be taken by the Husky coach Sandra De More as the Falcons cut the lead down to 3 for NIU. for the Huskies, 17 for the Falcons on Falcon Radio.
For all BGSU sports news and updates, follow Falcon Media Sports Network on Twitter X at BG_FMSN and head over to BGFalconMedia.com.
Miss a BGSU sports broadcast? Head over to the BG Falcon Media YouTube channel to listen to past calls by Falcon Media Sports Network.
So I'm a cat, and I just moved in with this new human, and she's got this little toy she's always playing with, all day long. Tap, 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 bloop, bloop. She can't put it down. There it is. Oh, and get this. She even talks to it. Last week, she asked it for Chinese, and guess what? Egg rolls showed up. Like magic. Humans have cool toys.
A person is the best thing to happen to a shelter pet. Be that person. Adopt. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the ShelterPetProject.org.
Bowling Green cut the deficit down to 3. It's 20-17. NIU still leads, but it was 20-14 just a moment ago. Lauren Hovey has yet to surrender her serve. BG wins the first two set by a score of 26-24 and 25-21. Looking for a 3-set sweep against the third worst team in the Mid-American Conference. Hovey over, and that'll be an ace for Lauren Hovey. It's received by Emma McCartney, 20-18. Bowling Green back into this one, down 2. Third set. Up and over again, knuckling down, and another ace for Lauren Hovey. 20-19, Hovey perfectly place Emma McCartney twice in a row. Staring her down is Lauren Hovey. Dribbles the ball with both hands. Now it's in her right. The left-hander goes up and over. Targets Hoffmeyer this time. Strasburger into Gravengood, and a block by the Falcons. Mia Tyler and Jessica Andrews tied this game up at 20. Jada Cherniglia in the game for Emma McCartney. Lauren Hovey again. 2 aces in a row. Charniglia kept this one up. Back over. Hovey bumps. Otten sets to Andrews. Andrews can't make it fall. Hoffmeyer back to Charniglia. Attack from Gravengood. Otten to Newblatt. Newblatt's blocked. Newblatt with a set now. Back to Jessica Andrews. Andrews tries to force it deep. Hoffmeyer's there. Back to Gravengood. Off the block, and it falls down between the arms of Amanda Otten and Jessica Andrews, but they have tied the game back up. It's 21-20 NIU. Tight third set. Kind of fitting, as this is how we started the game as well, in a tight first. Atiemo to Lauby. Dunk from Amanda Otten. Ties it up 21. One of the best setters in the Mid-American Conference, Amanda Otten, with her 3rd kill of the game. (21-21). Serve over. Hoffmeyer keeps it up. Strasburg over the middle. Alvin can't make it fall. Otten set across to Mia Tyler. Tyler off the block. Is it going to fall? No. Charniglia is there. Strasburg back to Gravengood, off of Hernandez and out of play. 22-21 NIU. Huskies lead by 1. Falcons climb their way back into this one and are battling with lead changes now. Gravengood sends it just wide of both blockers. Sophie Hurt with the serve. Amanda Otten with another dunk. Yes, ma'am. Amanda Otten, 22 all. It's just borderline unstoppable when you have the hitters of Mia Tyler and Lauren Hovey to defend, and then Amanda Otten can do that in the middle. Sophie Hurt across to Nedich. Block is out of play. Nedich playing the opposite on that one, switch sides. The Falcons were on it, but a rip goes back behind her head and out of play. 23-22, still NIU's ball. Ava Gravengood, nice and easy over. Hernandez to Otten. Otten forced set to Tyler, perfectly placed. Great set by Amanda Otten and an even better strike up the seam by Mia Tyler. 23 all. It's going to take 2 in a row for this not to go to extras. Amanda Otten, 1 ace, 2 errors, 2 points from a sweep for the Falcons. Knuckles in. Sophie Hurt back sets Nedich. It's off the block and falls on the side of the Falcons. Nobody was there to pick it up. Nicolette Nedich with the kill. Set point. NIU, their first of the weekend, 24-23. Crew Hoffmeyer up and over. Hernandez to Otten. Otten to Tyler. Tyler with a rip off of Hoffmeyer, goes behind the court. Gravengood has to knock it over. Guvner now does. Hernandez to Tyler. Tyler has to push it deep. Hurt, blocked by the Falcons. Guvner again, back to Nedich. Nedich has to knock it over. Otten the set, forward to Tyler. Tyler throws it through! Tie game, 24, off the kill from Mia Tyler. In for the Falcons, Belle Laube and Jordan Newblatt with a tie game. First team to 2 in a row will take the third set. Falcons looking for a sweep. NIU looking to keep it going. Laube to Gravengood. Hurt way across to Guvner. Guvner is blocked by the Falcons. Mattil and Hovey with the Falcon crowd on its feet. It's set point, Bowling Green. Belle Laube with a big smile. Her serve. Up and in, Hoffmeyer to Hurt, over to Atemo. Sends it long, and the Falcons take a 3-set sweep. 2 by the score of 26-24, in the middle one, 25-21. Again, the Falcons one series and a game away from clinching the first seed in the Mid-American Conference in a home match in the Stroh Center. I'll bring you short post-game in a few moments with hopefully an interview from Coach Alex Del Piombo on WBGU. I'm sorry, not WBGU, on Falcon Radio. We'll be back in a few minutes.
Don't have time to tune into a BGSU sports broadcast? Falcon Media Sports Network will have you covered with live updates of home BGSU athletic events. To follow along, head over to @BG_FMSN on Twitter X.
Matt always knew he wanted to be a doctor. That's why he makes the most of every day. To study before breakfast, to work hard, to do whatever was necessary to achieve his goal. He found an answer in the military. If you have a passion, a vision for your future in any field, todaysmilitary.com can be your path to a fulfilling career. You have a calling, we have an answer. Find your way at todaysmilitary.com.
This is the story of Julie Guillot. She's a Leukemia and Lymphoma Society advocate and the mother of a child who battled blood cancer.
Zach was diagnosed with AML, a deadly leukemia, when he was only 5. He died at just 9 years old, really from the treatment that was meant to save him.
Today, the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society is pioneering breakthrough treatments for kids with cancer. Visit LLS.org and save a child's life.
What is hope? Hope to me was just that he would get to come home. I had no idea how hard it would be once he got back.
I wish she'd stop drinking so much. She thinks it's helping, but it's not.
I act like I don't care if he comes to my games,
but I hope he does.
I hoped he'd get help. He told me to stop asking. I didn't. Then one day he asked for a ride.
Hope is knowing there are other families just like yours, that the veterans they love got help and recovered. Go to maketheconnection.net and turn hope into action.
You have the right to know. The right to know about culture. The right to know about the economy. The right to know about technology and to know about sports. You have the right to know about education and politics and the weather. You have the right to know what's happening abroad and in your backyard. But above all else, you have the right to know that this right is under attack, and we must work to protect it. Because in order to be free, we must be informed. Understand the threats. ProtectPressFreedom.org.
Welcome back to Victor E. Court. I'm now joined by Associate Coach Alex Del Piombo. Coach, it was a pretty good game, tight through the first set and the third set, and some in the second set as well. How did you feel about the three-set sweep for the Falcons today?
Yeah, I mean, we're really excited that we found a way to win. We knew coming in that NIU is a really good team. They're a gritty team. They play super hard. Like, it's hard to play against a team that is that scrappy and transitions that hard. It just is. And I thought we were prepared for it, but they made us take ourselves to a different level, and luckily we were able to do that, and we're grateful we came out with a win.
Yeah, before the game started, you mentioned a lot of how strong their middles were, and we kind of saw them disappear a little bit, and their hitters kind of took the floor attack-wise. What did you guys see there? Did you feel like you did a good job locking out
the game plan?
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought in the beginning we did. We were serving tough, so they were out of system, and they couldn't use their middles. And then a lot of times when they were going on good runs was getting good passes. We were serving at 6 a little too much, and then they were able to use those middles, which then reopens up the outside. It's hard when you're letting a team like that be in system. But then I thought when it was time, we kind of cranked those little things we wanted to do well. And, we got people on our team that know how to win, and there was just a different look, a different vibe, and they just stepped up when it mattered.
Yeah, it feels like when you got to that 20-point mark, something kind of clicked and you turned it around. What was that both in the first and the third set that you were able to dial it in the last few and come away with extra point victory?
Yeah, I don't know. I think our team, we practice this a lot. I mean, we play games from 20 every single week, almost redundantly, but there's something to be said when you can listen in the huddle and they're saying we know how to do this, we know what to do. And good teams learn how to kind of crank it after 20, and they're really good in we call it Falcon zone. But, it's always a gamble, and we don't want to put ourselves in that position. But NIU was really good, and, they really pushed, I thought, the best out of us, and I'm happy that we found a way.
Yeah. Looking into tomorrow, BGVB's been one of the best teams in the MAC on day 2. And there's a little bit of room for improvement, although it was still a 3-set sweep. What are we looking for going into tomorrow's game before?
I think the big thing is team defense. We found ways when it mattered, but overall, our team defense has to increase. I mean, 17 kills by another team is a lot to allow, which means we were giving them a ton of opportunities. And I think that our defense was inconsistent tonight. We had moments of greatness and then moments of letting people do what we knew they were going to do too much. And so that's what I think we'll really make sure we watch in film tonight is how do we increase our defense, and then how do we serve better? We're a really good serving team, and I thought we got a little safe going at 6. And when we dictate from the serving line, good things happen for us.
Yeah, good to hear, Coach. Thanks for joining us again, and we'll hope for a win tomorrow.
Yeah, thank you.
We will step aside just for a few more minutes. I'll read you some stats and short post-game on Falcon Radio. Don't go anywhere.
BGSU graduate Jason Jackson from the Miami Heat here. Make sure to tune into the Zig Zone every Sunday at 4 p.m. on WBGU 88.1 FM, home of the Falcon Media Sports Network.
Victor E. Court, Ben Korek here from the Falcon Media Sports Network. Once again, we just heard from Associate Coach Alex Del Piombo after this pretty much nail-biter of a game, especially that third set. It was very tight, went into extras. Falcons ended up coming with the win 26-24. In the first set, it was very similar, 26-24 outcome after being tied at 23, kind of traded back and forth, and then the Falcons ended up coming away with the win. And then that middle set kind of pretty dominated by the Falcons, 25-21, although there was some pretty decent ties in there as well, 3 tie scores and 2 lead changes in that one, and over double-digit tie scores in the other 2 sets, and lead changes again, just astronomical. On the side of Northern Illinois, 10 kills for Naz Guvner on 33 total attempts, 6 errors for a 121 hitting percentage. He also had 6 digs, so closing in on that double-double mark. Crew Hoffmeyer had 18 digs and 4 assists, 2 aces. She had a fantastic day, only 1 reception error. And again, those 2 aces, 4 assists, and 18 digs, just fantastic stuff from her. Ava Grievengood, I'm going to look for her tomorrow to be one of the better players. 9 kills, 22 attempts, 182 hitting percentage. She was one of the better players tonight, but it kind of disappeared in that second set and early in the third, came back alive late in that, in the second and then early in the third, and then came back alive later in the third. So that was nice to see out of her. She was 1 kill away from a double-double with her 15 digs. She had the second highest amount of digs on the team. And then Charlie Atiemo with 8 kills, Nicola Nedic with 9, and Savannah Brandt with 4, as well as Riley Alvin with 4. We mentioned and we heard Coach Del Piombo talk about it, the middles being able to limit their ability. They only had 12 kills between the 2 of them for the strongest part of NIU's team, so that was very nice to see from the Falcons. 45 total kills from NIU, 23 errors, 130 attempts for a 169 hitting percentage. Surprisingly enough, that is .001 points above their average hitting percentage. So an average game for them. 5 aces as well, a lot of aces. 3 total blocks is a little bit low, but expected from the 3rd worst blocking team in the Mid-American Conference. On the side of the Falcons, Mia Tyler led attacking for Bowling Green. 11 kills, 2 errors, 34 attempts for a 265 hitting percentage. She has been a little bit on a downtrend as of late, and she really stepped up in this game, especially when they needed her to later in that final set. Jessica Andrews also had a very consistent 3 sets, 9 kills, 17 attempts for a 529 hitting percentage, picking up where Alexis Mattil left off in the last game. 1 assist for her, 5 digs, 1 solo block, and 3 blocking attempts. So I believe that's 2.5 total blocks for Jessica Andrews on the day. Amanda Otten with 4 kills, 33 assists, 14 digs for a double-double. She was just amazing today as well. She added an ace to that, 500 hitting percentage. I mean, that's just game in, game out for her. She's fantastic every day she steps on the court. In her homecoming weekend, just 45 minutes from her home in Batavia, Illinois. Lauren Hovey had 7 kills. She had a ton of attempts, 31 total attempts, just a little bit behind Mia Tyler, who had a lot late. But Hovey only had 7 kills with 8 total errors, so not the greatest day for Lauren Hovey. She did have 2 aces with 11 digs. No double-double for her, but she had 2 total blocks on 4 blocking assists. So one of her better blocking days of the season. And then Alexis Mattil, 5 kills, 2 errors, 12 total attempts for a 250 hitting percentage. She had an assist, 2 digs, and 2.5 total blocks as well for 7.5 total points. She was 3rd on the team in that department. Lindsay LaPinta had 11 digs coming off her career high in digs on the season, but she also did have 5 assists, an outstanding number of assists for the back row player. 1 ace and 1 error as well. What that is her total at 1 point for the defensive specialist. She did have 2 attacks. Don't really know where she accumulated that or where they gave that to her, but she accumulated 2 attacks, and anytime a defensive specialist can get attacks on the board, it's kind of exciting. On total for the Falcons on the day, they were 1 kill behind NIU, 44 total, but a much better hitting percentage at 240 compared to NIU's 169. 13 errors for the Falcons, 10 less than NIU's 23, and 129 attempts, basically the same as NIU's 130. They also tied in aces with 5. Coach Alex Del Piombo said she expects to see more out of her team. They got a little bit conservative at the end, but nevertheless, 5 total aces and then 8 total blocks. None in the second period, but 4, or second set, 4 in the first and the third. The Falcons win 26-24 in the first set, 25-21 in the second set, and then in extras again in the third set. They take it out 26-24. We will be back tomorrow again with Falcon Volleyball on WBGU 88.1 FM. So back under the normal station tomorrow at 4 p.m. I will be on the call again. Special thank you to Austin Roos, who is our board operator today back in the Cooling Center in Bowling Green, Ohio. Thank you, Austin, for giving up your night that you could be watching BG basketball, which is currently going on WBGU 88.1 FM, so you could probably tune over and listen to the back half of that women's basketball game, or try and find the broadcast of the men's basketball game happening in the Stroh Center right now as well. A special thank you to Lucas Kleinmeyer and Tyler Kavelitz, who make this possible for us to be able to travel with the team and give us the ability to have broadcasts. Thank you to BGSU Volleyball for supporting us through this entire season. We will see you again tomorrow for more BGVB, hopefully another win and a game closer to that home MAC championship tournament on Falcon Radio.